Wayne County, starting to get into Hamilton County, Jefferson County, Franklin County, all the way back into Perry County. So they've just trimmed Marion County out of the severe thunderstorm watch. They extended that watch briefly for them, but they've trimmed them out. Warning has been allowed to expire for Clay County at the moment. See what the latest info is from the Weather Service. As of 8:13 p.m., severe thunderstorm remains in effect. Warning until 8:45 for southeastern Perry, Wayne, southeastern Jefferson, northern Jackson, Hamilton, and Franklin counties. As of 8:13, severe thunderstorms are along a line extending from near Sisney to near Benton, moving east at 45. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts are the main threat. It's radar indicated. Locations in that warning include West Frankfort, Benton, DuQuoin, Fairfield, McLeansboro, Christopher, Ridden Lake area, Cesar, Ziegler, Royalton, Wayne City, Elkville, Blueford, Sisney, Valier, West City, Ava, Thompsonville, Ina, and North City. Includes I-57 between mile markers 62 and 86 and mile markers 83 and 116 on I-64. A tornado watch remains in effect for the warned area. When did that change to tornado watch? It's a severe thunderstorm watch unless that has changed. No, that's a severe thunderstorm watch. Contradicting text from the Weather Service for this warning. By the way, Mount Vernon at the airport, 61 right now. This just moved through a little while ago. It's 76 here in Fairfield as this line is starting to push through. The heaviest rain is about to move through the north portion of the heart of the city. And I'm about to hear it hit where I'm at. South portion will see some heavy rainfall in about 5 to 7 minutes, it appears. Mount Erie, you've got some heavy rain heading your way. There's a little bit of hail with this back between Jeffersonville and Fairfield over by the airport, out by the college and that side of town. Up around Jeff, we're getting some hail, some upper level rotation. Starting to get reports of no power in the Marion County area, in the Central City area. That's just north of Centralia. We take a moment, not seeing anything on the Tri-County side, or not Tri-County, but Wayne White. I'm going to look and see if I can pull up Ameren for some of our area. Because we have some people that might be watching this that are on Ameren. So, going to work on So Ameren is reporting several outages in the Mount Vernon area. Getting some thunder here at our area here in Fairfield. Some outages to report on Ameren. We're going to work on getting that info out for you here momentarily. This is what Ameren's reporting for the moment. About close to 500 without power up around Kell. Some outages, small amount out in Blueford, but nothing too dramatic there on their outage board at the moment. So the severe thunderstorm warnings are starting to trickle on over into Indiana, as there might be some people watching in Vincennes. Welcome aboard. National Weather Service in Indianapolis has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Vigo, Sullivan, Knox, southwestern Clay, western Greene, northwestern Davies counties, and southwest Indiana until 10:15 Eastern. At 9:15 p.m. Eastern, severe thunderstorms were along a line extended from Charleston to near Willow Hill, Illinois, and Noble, moving east at 50. 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail are the hazards. Radar indicated threat. This includes I-70 between mile markers 1 and 24. Locations in this warning include Terre Haute, Vincennes, Washington, Linton, Sullivan, Bicknell, West Terre Haute, Jasonville, Shelburne, Prairieton, Prairie Creek, Farmersburg, Duggar, Clay City, Hymera, Lyons, Fairbanks, Carlisle, Elnora, and Oaktown. We're getting north of, kind of 2 miles north of Fairfield, according to emergency management, quarter-size hail reports. That's from EMA. And there's new data on the warning here. As of 8:22 p.m., severe thunderstorm along a line extending 9 miles southwest of Parkersburg near Thompsonville, moving east at 50. Locations impacted include West Frankfort, Fairfield, McLeansboro, Wayne City, Sisney, Thompsonville, Dahlgren, Jeffersonville or Jeff, Hannaford, Freeman Spur, Sims, Mill Shoals, Brownton, Mount Airy, Golden Gate, Macedonia, and Belle Prairie City. Includes I-57 between mile markers 62 and 66, and I-64 between mile markers 94 and 116. I guess there's also a fire that's broke out in Central City also after this storm started running through, so might be why some of the power in Central City might be out if anyone's watching in that area. We're going to go back here. So pretty much the main part of the threat is over if you're in Jefferson County. In fact, you've been dropped from the watch. You are no longer in the severe thunderstorm watch. I actually checked that. You still are, but you have rain in your area. But they're going to be trimming counties back here in a little while. Just in the last few minutes, it's dropped to 70 at the airport since this has come through. So the front is definitely behind this. And you're going to start feeling that relief in the air in a little bit. This has been quite muggy. By the way, it's 74 up at the Olney Noble Airport currently. Just looking at this line. Golden Gate, you're next in line. Then it's going to head over towards Albion, West Salem, the Olney area, as it's into Richland County right now. One thing the Weather Service is doing is they're doing a great job getting warnings out in plenty of time before the main event hits. Starting to get some reports out of Marion County, and this would correspond with what may have gone through northern Wayne County. And right now, one of our writers on the podcast network site for Illyn Media Podcast Network joining us now, Holly Catone, and Holly lives over in Marion County. You saw this on the backside of you're basically on the backside of this now. What did you see go through your area?
So we mainly just had a lot of like wind and rain and lightning and thunder. And of course, the tornado warning and the sirens, no, like it's a tornado. But around the corner from me, my house, I've decided to be a nosy neighbor. A tree has fallen on a power line over there. And from what I heard, there was a power line at one point on fire inside of Centralia itself.
It is very possible. I've not confirmed anything from Ameren on that. I'm actually.
I was listening to the scanner.
Scanner traffic. Okay. And also, real quick, we're going to jump over to the power outage report. Barnhill Township reporting some outages in Wayne County. They're reporting 100 customers out in that area. Dahlgren, and that area, customers out there as well. Some customers out in Jasper Township, Hickory Hill. That's just a look at the Wayne County outage map. Let's see if I have anything that's of use out of the Centralia area. Okay, there we go.
Central City, by the school, we have power.
Yeah, no, there's.
I can't see her across the tracks.
Right now, we have Ameren's tracker up right now, and there's several outages in Marion. Overall, on the system, it's not giving me a number on the outage, but there's multiple outages. There's sporadic outages throughout Central City and The Centralia
That would be
area?
from the tree on the power line around the corner. I'm betting it's. So I think that my block is actually on a different power grid than what like the school is.
Yeah,
So
that's very
I'm thinking
possible.
it's probably they have they've probably been knocked out, but we haven't.
Hoyleton also reporting several outages back that way too. As we're going to go back to the traditional radar view that we've been on earlier, going back to the storm. There we go, and leading edge of this is near Golden Gate, Mount Erie right now. By the way, if you're on Facebook, comment, let us know what you're seeing in your neck of the woods. We're going to zoom this out for a second. And by the way, Holly, thank you for your report. You have one more thing to add?
I do actually. So my husband is driving down from Pekin, and he was going through the Hannah, I want to say Ramsey area.
Okay, yes.
And he said that visibility was really bad in the middle of the storm.
I could believe that.
It was pretty. He said the wind was pretty bad. It was heavy, heavy rain, the whole shebang.
Yeah, and I'm going to zoom back the radar to how long ago was he going through Pana?
Oh, let me see when he called me. So 7:40 is when he called me. So it would have been before that.
Okay, so this is before that went into Pana. So within the last hour, that would have been around a tornado warning around that area, severe thunderstorm warning. Yep, a lot of rainfall was going through around that time. But thank you, Holly, for your report, and stay safe over in Marion County.
Will do. Anytime.
As that is Holly Catone, one of our writers on the Illan Media Podcast Network. One of the other side parts of Illan Media, the parent company of Wayne County Now. And we're starting to see these storms fizzle down a little bit to the north-south, though, where the cold front has not started moving through at all. You could see a distinct difference. 74 in Olney. At Flora, it's 63. That's a 20-mile range. 20-mile range, an 11-degree difference. I can already feel the difference here right now at my house. It's down to 70 here in Fairfield. Back at Mount Vernon, it's 61. Storms leading edge starting to enter into Edwards County. I'll be updating that warning polygon here shortly. By the way, severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne, Jefferson, Hamilton, and Franklin counties continues until 8:45, so about another 13 minutes on this warning. Up north, they've got several thunderstorm warnings up that way. But Olney getting some heavy rainfall in that area right now. Some hail just to the west of the city between Olney and Noble. This would be on the 250 route, I believe. Right now, the biggest outage area on the map here in Wayne County on Wayne White is Barnhill Township. As you get a look at the outage report there. If you're on Wayne White, 618-842-2196 if you need to call in an outage. If you have the Smart Hub app, you can report your outage that way. As we're giving you the Wayne White outage map there. Looking back at the storm that's going through Olney right now, we're about to continue going south. This storm starting to cross over into Edwards County. Also, McLeansboro getting a pretty good shot of rain and hail with this. Infield, you're coming up on this too. By the way, severe thunderstorm warning until 9:15 for White County, northern Saline, southeastern Hamilton, northern Gallatin, Posey County, and southwest Indiana. This was updated at 8:18 p.m., so it's been out a bit. We've been busy with main stuff up this way. Severe thunderstorm located along a line extending from 7 miles northeast of McLeansboro to near Thompsonville, moving to the east at 45. Mount Vernon, Carmi, Mount Vernon, Indiana, Carmi, Illinois, El Dorado, Norris City, New Harmony, Infield, Blairsville, New Haven, Omaha, Brownton, and Monty on that warning. It's a radar indicated threat on that. As this line is starting to fizzle down, we're going to watch this as it tracks across Illinois and start to see this line lose some intensity. As you can see, it's starting to die down a little bit, which may be some good news for those that are to our east over in Indiana, western Kentucky. Pretty much all across the board, severe thunderstorm warnings on the board. There was a 58-mile-an-hour wind gust reported at Belle Prairie City by a trained weather spotter in Wayne County, a mile north of the Wayne City exit. So that would have been on 242 between Wayne City and I-64. New guidance on the warning just came down. As of 8:34 p.m., severe thunderstorms were along a line extending from West Salem to Crossville, moving east at 60. 70-mile-an-hour wind gusts are the main threat. It's a radar indicated threat. Locations in that warning include Princeton, Mount Carmel, Fort Branch, Oakland City, Albion, Grayville, Lancaster, Hobstadt, Owensville, Poseyville, West Salem, New Harmony, Crossville, Patoka, Indiana, Cynthiana, Allendale, Francisco, Somerville, Belmont, and Hazleton. And just looking at that on the line right now. Just to give you a heads up, once these storms move out of Illinois and we are out of the warning area, we will be signing off of here. Our main coverage area here for Wayne County now is Wayne County, and we try to do 2 counties surrounding. So that being said, once the warnings clear off on the Illinois side, we're going to sign off for the night and work on putting content on the website news-wise. So, by the way, if you have any storm photos, we invite you to share them with us. News@mywaynecountynow.com. You can email it. You can send a text to our news tip line at 618-737-9996. You can shoot us a message on Facebook. You can do it that way. We can relay information off to the Weather Service for you as well. If you have any damage reports, EMA can do the same thing too. If you want to talk with EMA, that's perfectly fine too. So some heavy rainfall between Golden Gate and Albion on 15. So if you're on 15 heading towards Fairfield from Belmont, Browns, or Albion, you're going to run into some very heavy rainfall. If you're driving up 130 between Olney and Albion, it's definitely going to be a wet drive. You've got a heavy rainfall in that area. Trailing in, there's some storms developing back around St. Louis, but it's not severe limits on those storms. Not what we're watching for at this point. This is the main event, so once this line passes, you will definitely notice a dip in the temperature. I think it's already dropped 6 degrees at Fairfield. 61 at Mount Vernon. By the way, at Mount Carmel Airport and at Lawrenceville, it's 76, 77 respectively. So from Lawrenceville down to Mount Vernon, there's a difference in temperature of 16 degrees. Let's do a little more. From Carmi back to Mount Vernon, 14 degrees. Evansville back to Mount Vernon, 16 degrees. So you can definitely tell once this line of storms moves through your neck of the woods. By the way, Fairfield is now reporting a temperature at the airport of 60 degrees. So it is cooled down in Fairfield in the last hour, 17 degrees. At the airport. No, check that. That was within the half hour. That was within the half hour. So I wrote down 76 at 8:12 p.m. It's currently 8:41. And in the last half hour, we've dropped 16 degrees as these storms have rolled through. Pretty much, you're going to have rainfall coming through, but it's not anything major at this point. If you're in Fairfield, back around Orchardville, Keens, that area, you're out of the warning pretty much. The severe thunderstorm warning for Wayne County, Hamilton, or for the majority of Hamilton County, expires in about 3 minutes. Warning continues for northern White, Wabash, Edwards, Gibson, and northeast Posey County in Indiana until 9 Central Time for another 18 minutes or so on that. For those that might be watching in Indiana, latest update for them. Severe thunderstorms were located along the line extending from Martinsville, Illinois to Robinson to Parkersburg, moving east at 40. Up to 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail are the hazards. That warning is until 10:15 Eastern. They just edited that warning. Okay. Severe thunderstorm warning until top of the hour for Crawford and Clark counties as of 8:41 p.m. Severe thunderstorms were along a line extending from 6 miles northeast of Marshall to near Flat Rock, moving east at 50. Hallstead and Flat Rock and Crawford counties are expected locations around 8:45 in that storm. So that's moving out of the Crawford County area. So for those up in the Crawford County area, certainly this time of year, a year ago, this would not have been a welcome storm. Not that it's welcome now. Just simply really would not have been welcome then. Starting to see additional outages come in Mount Erie. They're reporting some customers, I believe, 90 customers in Mount Erie without power, 190 in Barnhill, 39 in Jasper, 34 in Grover, Big Mound 26, Dahlgren 17, Night Prairie 21, Down in Carmi, 1. Hickory Hill, 1. Elm River, 4. Ziff, a couple. This is just so south of Fairfield is seeing the most outages. Grover and Jasper Townships also seeing outages as well on the Wayne White outage map. Several outages in the Centralia area. The outages on Ameren in the Marion County area, not super high. They're at 40. Over in northern Jefferson County around Kell, 239 without. In the Blueford area, reporting of 8. Around Sisney, they're reporting 1 customer on Ameren without power. Up in Noble, 4 customers. So not too many widespread outages to report on Ameren right now either. As we go through the outage map. There you go, back to radar. Again, 77 at the Lawrenceville Vincennes International Airport. Back at Olney, 61. The airport is 7 miles into the state of Illinois. Olney is about 34, 35 miles into the state. So about 28 miles between the airports and a 16-degree difference. Mount Carmel, 17-degree difference between there and Fairfield. So you can definitely tell there's winds in this line. By the way, warning for Wayne County has been allowed to expire. Warning for northern White, Wabash, Edwards, and Gibson counties, as well as northeastern Posey, continues until 9. Nothing new there to report. Also, White County, northern Saline, southeastern Hamilton, northern Gallatin, Posey County in Indiana, warned until 9:15. Nothing has been updated on that, but there's definitely a hail core in that storm. We're certainly keeping a track. There may be more stuff for maybe another round towards Alexander and Pulaski County, southern tip. There's very much a possibility of some more stuff down that way. We're going to keep things on as long as there's a watch in our area. Since there's started the cancellation of stuff back behind. There's some good news, but not seeing any cancellation of counties we need to be seeing cancellation on to completely sign away. Storm now approaching the Lawrence County area. Basically, if you're on the Illinois Route 1 corridor, you're about to get soaked with rain. Also down to 130. It's that way too. I'm going to look at the Facebook page, see if there's anything. Getting reports from the Wayne County Sheriff's Office of debris blocking the roadway and power lines down Route 45 south of Fairfield, which would line up KO. Thank you, KO, for that. With the outages in Barnhill Township. that just came in a few minutes ago. And like we mentioned several outages south of town that would line up. We'll look at that outage map again for Wayne White. For Barnhill, 190 customers out. Big Mound, 20, I think 24 is what that's saying. Jasper Township, some outages. I think around 38. Elm River, some outages. But the big outage area is the Barnhill Township area. Biggest one to report currently. As they've now trimmed out Richland County on that severe thunderstorm warning. So, severe thunderstorm warning continues for Lawrence County until 9 p.m. As of 8:49 p.m., thunderstorms were along a line extending from near Flat Rock to near Lancaster, moving to the east at 45. Storms will be near St. Francisville, Russellville, and Lawrenceville Vincennes International Airport 8:55. Other locations impacted by the storm include Bird, Billet, Pinkstaff, Red Hill State Park, and Mount Carmel Airport. Let's see here. The warning for Clark and Crawford counties. There's still about another 9 minutes or so on it. Down south, 1.1 inch diameter hail being reported with the storm down here. Also some hail reported near Crossville and White County. So if you're between North City and Omaha, there is a report of 1 inch hail, 1.1 inch hail in diameter between that area that would be on 1 there. Crossville was recording 1/4 inch size hail from a trained weather spotter. Going up this line a little bit. There's hail up in Flat Rock, about 1/3 of an inch between Sumner and Chauncey. As these storms are starting to move out of the portion of the area. There's some light rain behind it. Some heavier rain south of town if you're on 45. Also, 45, I believe, closed currently between 64 and the city limits of Fairfield for power lines down. Is information we've gotten told to us that there's debris blocking the roadway as well. Debris and power lines down Route 45 south of Fairfield. That was loud right outside the window here. Love a Rainy Night. Eddie Rabbit. It's a good song. Just not in the middle of severe weather coverage. Looking back at the outage tracker on Wayne White, they're starting to get some outages in Leach Township also on this. So we'll go back to the radar on the screen. There's the storm there. As it's starting to cross over into Wabash County. Probably get an update on the warning there here momentarily. They just now put out a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern White County, central Wabash County in Illinois, Warwick County, Vanderburgh County, Gibson, Posey, Pike, and northern Henderson County until 9:45 p.m. Central, 10:45 Eastern. As of 8:53 p.m., severe thunderstorms are along a line extending from St. Francisville to 9 miles south of Carmi, moving to the east at 60. So tornado threat starting to diminish a little bit as these storms are starting to fizzle out on the northern side. However, going back towards Missouri, this may be something to watch out for the southern tip of Illinois, back around Marble Hill, Missouri, that area, Cape Girardeau. According to the weather chat, there's some flash flooding occurring in portions of the Franklin County area down around West Frankfort. Looking to see if we can get any information. I will tell you, I've not had much of a chance to look at our Facebook page to see anything yet, as we're coming up on 5 hours of being with you. Almost feels like a day going back to radio. I thought I retired from that. But no, in all reality, doing it to make sure everyone is safe. Looking at some of the comments here, with the storms that came through earlier. Some hail, let's see. Yes, Thomas, that thunder just shook your house in Fairfield. It shook mine too. He was driving home earlier from the shop in town and was getting blown around pretty hard with the wind. Right now, like I mentioned, we're getting reports of some damage and down power lines south of Fairfield on 45. So I would say if you need to go south, you need to find another way. If you're going south towards McLeansboro or trying to go to Carmi, you either need to go probably through Albion or go around through Wayne City, take the long way. I don't like necessarily saying that, but with potential power lines down, driving over a power line, never a good idea. Kathy Burkett also put out there Route 45 South has lines down across the road and lots of 10 and tree branches in the road as well. So I would agree. That's some of the stuff I've gotten from the Sheriff's Department. Had some wind pickup a little while ago in Albion. But it's all clear north of there. That's from Dave Rigg. I am taking a moment to read what I can here. Some without power on the north side of the school in Mount Erie. Lots of lightning, heavy rain up that way. That was about 18 minutes ago. Let's look and see outage-wise. There's now a tornado warning for those that might be watching up north, up around Lawrenceville, Vincennes. So extreme east central Lawrence County, tornado warning until 9:15. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was near Vincennes, moving to the east at 45. Storm will be mainly over rural areas. And that would be like Westport, Russellville area, out by the airport. If you know Lawrence County very well, Lawrence County, Illinois is where the Lawrenceville Vincennes International Airport is, and that area is in the polygon. However, the city of Vincennes not in this tornado warning. They're under a severe thunderstorm warning on their side of the river. Once again, 2 different Weather Service offices in that area. Lawrence County is controlled by the Weather Service office up at Lincoln. The Vincennes, Indiana side, Knox County, is controlled by the Weather Service office out of Indianapolis. Just put out an update on the warning for White County, Posey County. Here we go on that. As of 9 p.m., severe thunderstorms were along a line extending from New Harmony to 9 miles southeast of Norris City, moving to the east at 45. It's just severe thunderstorm warning. Mount Vernon, Indiana, Carmi, El Dorado, Norris City, New Harmony, Blairsville, New Haven, Omaha, Broughton, and Monty on this warning for southern White, northern Saline, southeastern Hamilton, northern Gallatin, and Posey counties. Goes until 9:15 this evening. As these, Wayne County just got trimmed out of the severe thunderstorm watch, and so did Edwards County. So pretty much looking at it, Lawrence, Wabash, White, Hamilton, Franklin are really the counties that we're watching. And once this stuff passes, I believe we'll be pretty good to sign off of Wayne County now for the night. We're going to let the warnings on the Illinois side expire, so that should be happening here in just a little while. Again, if you have any storm damage photos you want to submit, you could submit them through our Facebook page, through the messenger side of things. You could text them in to the news tip line at 618 737 9996. You can email them to news@mywaynecountynow.com, and we will work on getting that information out. So this warning continues for central Wabash County until 9:45. Southeastern White County till 9:45. Crossing into Indiana. And there's a warning until top of the hour for Southern White, Northern Saline, Southeastern Hamilton, Northern Gallatin, and Posey counties. That expires in 8 minutes. So we are getting close to the end of our coverage window on Wayne County Now. I want to say thank you to those that have joined us this evening for our weather coverage. I want to take a moment to say thank you for that. I know we're kind of unofficially going, but we are working as diligently as we can to work on getting things, making the best we can with what we've got news staff-wise, working with a staff of one right now. There will be some stories that have not been covered tonight, but we'll work on getting for you in the morning, including school board stories for Jasper. Try to get that. We'll try to get information from Wayne City and from Fairfield Community High School Board. All three of those boards met tonight. Last night, the Republican Party for Wayne County held their convention. We've got the information for that. We'll be working on a story for that. Several things we'll be working on to load into the morning. Also, several sports items will be loading up as well over the next several hours. So just because we're getting close to the end of our severe weather coverage does not mean it's the end of the night. Tornado warning that was in Lawrence County has been allowed to be dropped. The severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Lawrence County also, and it's in effect for another 20 minutes. But it's starting to move out of the area. So it may get dropped early. As the main event, starting to cross into Indiana. Let's go up. It's basically a line extending from Terre Haute all the way down to Mount Vernon and into that area. And yes, there's a little hole in the radar. That's the radar site. That is the Gibson County radar site. Over a rural area there, just kind of between Owensville and Fort Branch, where the little dead zone on the radar, just because that's where the radar's measuring at. quarter-inch hail reports, as mentioned, at Crossville, also in Keensburg, one in Fairfield. Not at severe limits on those reports, but those reports are coming in. We're going ahead and take a moment, look at the outage reports. Still reporting around 180 or so without power in Barnhill Township, 27 in Big Mound, 34 or so in Grover, or 38 in Jasper, 34 in Grover. So Ziff Township reporting some outages too. So pretty much between Jasper and Barnhill Townships, and if you go down the line, Ziff, Elm River, and down to over 250 without power in the area, roughly. And then to the west, some out in the Big Mound area, about 27 out there. Leech, couple there. Going south, some reports that way too. A couple out in Carmi. One in Harold's Prairie. Flanagan, a few out in Hamilton County. Dahlgren 17. Night Prairie 28. Hickory Hill has an outage to report. That's just the outage reports from Wayne White. Waiting to see what happens with the warning down south around North City, New Haven, into Mount Vernon. It expires in about 90 seconds from now. But severe thunderstorm watch continues for Franklin, Hamilton, White, Wabash, Lawrence, Crawford. If you're really keeping that list going up the state line, and then over into Indiana until 2 a.m. Central Time, 3 a.m. Eastern Time. There's still going to be some showers and thunderstorms. They won't be where the main line was. There's no warnings on those. It's back around Breese or back around the Highland area. We're going to look back there for a second. Wow, out of Vincennes. Reports of trees and utility lines down within the city limits of Vincennes. Up at Sullivan, 911 call center is getting wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. So some winds up in this area. And again, there's a little bit of a bow there. As a heads up, if any new warnings do develop in the area, I will jump back on. We will leave the information up on the screen for a little while until the watch gets dropped. So that way you could see the radar on our stream. But pretty much for most of us, the severe weather event is over. And I want to say thank you for joining us. Pretty much, I believe the warning back here is, see, there's a 45-mile-an-hour wind gust around Carmi. It stopped raining in Mount Vernon. Just looking at the line of watches, it kind of, there's a little break between Dallas and San Antonio area, but there's definitely more storms down south too. But for now, I'm going to at least shut my mic off. We'll get you where you can see the weather throughout the area. And once the watch has been dropped for the 4 surrounding counties that are still under the watch that we need to keep a tab on, we will sign off of the stream for the night. I believe we're to the point that we can safely say that the threat is over for a good portion of those watching. So I'm going to take a moment and say thank you, and the stream will be up until the watch has been dropped for the Franklin, Hamilton County area, as well as White, Gallatin, Saline, and Wabash counties, as well as Lawrence.